the old pitch and catch conference out here on the Sunset side of the mountain, can play pretty good defensive football.
Yeah, the USC Trojans and the Washington State Cougars, two of the best defenses in the country.
Particularly, I think, the defensive fronts. I mean, they are really in. That's Bill Doba, the defensive coordinator, who just got the dose from the Gatorade bucket. And Bill is the defensive coordinator, as I said, but he's loved by those kids. He's a great fellow, and he is a pretty damn good defensive football coach.
That defense only gave up 300 yards to the Bruins today, kept them with only 52 yards on the ground.
Well, that'll do it. That'll run out your clock. The Washington State Cougars are going back to the Rose Bowl. Mike Price, Bob Toledo coming out. Mike Price and Bob Toledo have known each other a long time. They're good friends. A lot of noise about whether or not Bob will retain his job at UCLA. But his head's up, and he'll do well. But the biggest story of the day, I guess, other than the fact that the Cougars are going to the Rose Bowl, Jason Gesser, the game he had.
Keith, he knew he had to play well for the Cougars to win this game and get to the Rose Bowl. He knew he'd have tremendous pressure from the Bruins. He didn't realize he'd have to be a blocker, but he knew he'd get great support from his teammates, that offensive line and his receivers, and the leadership that he has shown today is legendary.
So they gather in the center of the field as the crowd thins out, and here's Todd Harris on the field.
All right, thank you, Keith. Coach, do you mind coming back in 2 weeks?
Oh, we love it. That's what we came down here, just an honor to come back.
So much of this performance hinged on this young man's right leg. What can you say about him?
I just think he's the greatest. He's the MVP of the whole history of our school, I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you what, Keith, Mike Price's speech was pretty rare. Jason, you're a Warrior. You knew they were going to count on you. First of all, how's the leg?
It's holding up right now, you know. It's a lot better that we won right now, you know, but hey, we're coming back, and that was the main reason why I came out here. Team played well. It's one of the best team performances we had all year, you know, special teams, defense, offensive line, receivers, you know, and came together at the right time, and that's all we got to say.
Can you get up for one more, and do you care who you play?
Oh, I can get up for at least one more. We got one more. You know, we want one more. You know, it's fine dandy right now, but we got to win that one. You know, and we want to win that one. Doesn't matter who we play. This matters we're there. That's it.
Keith, you'll like this. The Washington State Cougars to the Rose Bowl. Back to you.
All right, Todd, again, your final score, Washington State 48 and UCLA 27. ABC Sports Online, ESPN.com, keyword ABC Sports. Now let us join John Saunders and Terry Bowden at Times Square Stadium in New York.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. When you look at Washington State, most of the talk was about Jason Gesser and the offense, how well they played. But the other side of the ball was key as well.
That's right, Washington State's defense. They totally shut down the running game of UCLA. Tyler Ever had no yardage, It forced those young freshman quarterbacks to put the pressure on them.
All right, let's move to the SEC Championship. The winner of this one will walk off with the crown and perhaps make it to the Sugar Bowl. Mark Richt, the head coach of Georgia, and has his team going out on special teams. DeCorey Bryant gets the block. Burt Jones with the recovery. They don't get the touchdown here, but it sets up Musa Smith a couple plays later. He takes it in, and Musa Smith would not be done for the day as the Georgia Bulldog faithful start to cheer. This one covers 17 yards. Georgia has a 14-0 lead at that point, and they go on to add a couple of field goals to that now.